Hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here, 4 a.m. Saturday night. We've just done some Skylanders Imaginators live streaming. We've showered, we've opened up the Guardian, we've opened up the Bokoblin, assuming I'm pronouncing that right. And now we're gonna open up someone that I can pronounce and I understand and I know about a little ways. So this is Zelda. This is how she looks in Breath of the Wild. So somewhat of a departure than what you might be accustomed to, but I feel like if we threw her down without a name, the vast majority of people would be like, oh, that's probably Zelda. So personally, I kind of like the blue theme they've been going with for Breath of the Wild. Haven't seen it in game just yet, but in terms of the amiibo and the artwork you see, I kind of dig it. So Nintendo here, not going with blue, they're going with red and white, which works quite well for them. This is actually a figure that's got 3 viewing angles that are pretty good, particularly up front and to the side. So there is the artwork again there, and the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild logo. There's her in-game skit, if you will. You can see the shield, score rare equipment to help you on your adventure. Again, why this isn't Switch and Wii U, I don't know. I'm guessing maybe they'll have generic scan-in functions in other games. It's just interesting that the Switch isn't predominantly featured here. So maybe latter cycles, later releases of these, on down the line, it'll be Switch and Wii U or something. We'll see. But let's go ahead and open her up. She came from Amazon. And for the life of me, I remember thinking all of these were priced too high. I wonder if they bumped them up to $15.99. But I think I got them for $12.97 via Prime. So that was a pretty cool deal. In my opinion, the highest these should ever be is $12.99. And realistically, I think it would be better if they were $9.99. Particularly given, kind of a limited function. Yes, it rewards you with an in-game item. Yes, it might do cool stuff in other games from time to time. But it's not quite like a Skylander with, the read-write data and, forward and such compatibility throughout the line. But she looks pretty simple to open up. Again, the reason you gotta open her, even if you want her to function in any game for you, you gotta open her so you can take this cardboard foil piece out. Nintendo places that there, it blocks the NFC pad. I wish they would stop doing that. I covered it last time. Basically, then you could keep it perfectly sealed and have in-game function. And it would keep people that, like, I've got to keep her sealed, I love Zelda, from having to buy 2, which in turn would keep more on the shelf, which would allow more people to ascertain the amiibo that they desire. But hey, what can you do? So she doesn't look to be held in too sternly. So what we're going to do right here at the 45, these do have snaps unlike Skylander, so it's kind of got a gratifying death screech, as you heard right there. And she's kind of more traditional, just a nice smooth puck. That's one of the cool things about most amiibo, the Guardian being an exception to that rule. That said, I gotta say, she looks pretty dadgum good. I think it'll focus on her eventually. Let's start with the base then, since we have to deal with that. We got the amiibo logo. It's sort of a brown-green earth tone, if you will. We've got the Triforce, very, very cool. It's so glistening, so gold. You kind of see it there. She's got apparently steel-toed boots, or I guess somewhat boots. Maybe she's rocking some early Doc Martens or something, kind of pointed. What is the fashion term for that? I don't know that stuff. Stiletto? Is that it? I don't know. But pointed, sort of a dress shoe, but steel-tipped. All right. Fashionable and functional. That's why we love Zelda, right? So she's sort of sporting some high waters. You never know when you're going to run into some intense rivers, I guess. She's interestingly enough got sort of like some knee pads as well. I don't know that you're going to see it, but the detail on her clothing is pretty freaking impressive. Right there, sort of, again, fashion, not my thing, but like that's chest belt. I don't know if it's trim or one of those things chicks wear with their shirts up really high. The medallion in the middle is the Triforce, which again, I don't know There you go. That's the angle we need. I'm cradling her so gently. Aren't I a nice guy? But right there, the Triforce. And then check out the detail on whatever that gold band would be called. Again, I had trouble with this when I took French too. She was like, well, you know, it's the blazer. And I'm like, I knew the French words and everything, but then it was like, we had to draw arrows to them. And I'm like, what's the difference between a blazer and a vest? You know, I don't... there's apparently millions of names for what I would just consider a sweater. I'll just put it that way. So once again, not really my area of expertise. She's either really, really ripped, or that's a nice intricate pattern in the fabric there. She's got her elven ears going on. The hair braid pin. There we go. I was going to say maybe that's the Triforce too. I think it's just going to be a pin on both sides. We were reading a little too much into it there, weren't we? It's got a nice golden necklace there. She's got the leather-styled pants and, of course, almost a fanny pack type of a thing, right? In fact, there it is. Batteries died, but she's kind of hiding the little pack or the fanny pack there. I guess literally a fanny pack in this case. So that's a cool deal. Sort of some strapping there. Very nice color scheme again, in my opinion. But she looks sweet and innocent, just like you would expect from Zelda. But here, this little tablet, I honestly, again, I have not gotten to play the game. The Switch is literally right back there. I've not connected it. Only have 1-2 Switch at my nephew's house. Look at the ornate detailing on that tablet. What it is called exactly, I don't know, again, because I haven't played the game. I'm trying to avoid spoilers for the most part. I'm thinking it's something we're going to learn about pretty early in the game. So again, if you follow me on Twitch, I will be blind streaming. We can figure out what this thing is called. Some of you may already know. She's got a nice glove on her hand, sort of like a weightlifter type of a glove, so open finger, if you will. She could kind of pass as like an ancient girl living in the modern world, you know, the way she's attired and dressed and sporting the electronics, if you will. But luckily when the batteries died, I saw we only had 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on this particular SD card. So that said, I want to say $15.99. I remember thinking, why did they up the price on all of these? That's just kind of greedy on their part. And so I think with Prime it was $12.97. In my opinion, it ought to be $12.99 MSRP standard, if not $9.99. And that said, it's Legend of Zelda. There's probably going to be a horde of people constantly buying these and depleting the stock and further justifying the validation of $15.99. But hey, if you're interested in this, again, Amazon through Prime shaves about $3 off of it, so you know that's something to keep in mind. Between the 5 characters, I mean, we saved a good chunk, even more on the Guardian, going from $20 to basically 15. So keep that in mind. Also, eventually the buy one get one 40 or 50% at Toys R Us will come through. GameStop might have some promotions. If you want these but you're trying to be budget conscious, just kind of keep that in mind. Always watch the sales, take advantage of it when they come. But I gotta say, she looks pretty good, and I'm excited to kind of see what sort of role she will play for us in Breath of the Wild. And again, like I said, we will learn more as we progress through the game. Nonetheless, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If so, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on this iteration of Zelda. Eventually, I might bust out all the amiibo, do some rapid-fire showcase for you. It's oneofwisdom.com is my personal website. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Beam. Those are the 2 places I stream. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. That said, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to get these videos rendering, and I will catch you back here for more action from the pool table. Focus. We need to do our outro, Zelda.